We're going to start by deleting the existing www records. I'll go ahead and select the box next to each record, delete record set, and confirm. Okay, whoosh, those are gone. Now we're going to create a record set. The name of this is going to be www. It is a type A record. For alias, we'll select yes. Now, the alias we want to select here is Web1 West. There we go, Web1 West, and of course, got to click and make sure we actually get the full name in there. And let's scroll down to the routing policy, and under here we are going to select Geolocation. Let's scroll down a bit more. Now see that it gives us a location drop-down box. If I click it, I get a long list of locations. There are continents, and if I scroll down 2 clicks, there are countries also. Now here I will type in United States and select the United States. And notice here that it adds a sublocation. If I click the drop down, I'm presented with a list of states as well as the District of Columbia. Now for this record, I'm just going to leave the sublocation empty. For the set ID, I'm going to put www-USA. For evaluate target health, we will leave that as no, and associate with health check, we'll choose yes, and we will associate this with Web1 West. There we go, and now we create this record, and now we're going to create another record. This will also be named www. This time, the alias we're going to choose is web1-east.benpiper.host. The routing policy is geolocation. Now for the location, I am again going to type in United States so that I can get this sublocation dropdown. And from here, I want South Carolina. So I click South Carolina, and there we go. And for the set ID, www-USA-SC, again, SC for South Carolina. Evaluate target health is no, and associate with health check will be yes. And we want to use the health check for Web1 East. Excellent. Let's click Create. Okay. Now if you please, scroll to the right until you see the geolocation header. And let's scroll down. There we go. There we can see the locations for the records we just created. US and then US with SC, South Carolina in parentheses. Now let's open up another tab in Chrome and let's browse to www.benpiper.host. And here we hit Web1 East. Remember that the record that has the South Carolina location is pointing to Web1 East as its alias. I'm getting this record because my DNS server is in South Carolina. The query to Route 53 is originating from South Carolina. But what if the query comes from somewhere else? Let's say it's a different state or a different country. Well, let's open up another tab and go to dnspropagation.net. And here we'll simply enter www.benpiper.host and start the query. The DNS server in Dallas, Texas resolves to 54.219.0.218, which is Web1 West. Dallas is in the US, but it's not in South Carolina, so Route 53 responded with the record for the United States location. Notice that none of the DNS servers outside of the United States got a response. They all show timeout. This is because there's no record matching their locations. Let's jump back over to our hosted zone. Recall from the example I gave earlier that we can use a default record to catch any locations that we don't have specific records for. So let's go ahead and create a default record. Create record set, www. Now for the alias here, let's choose Web2 West because that's different than any of the others we've been using. Routing policy, geolocation. And if I click the location, notice that the very first option is default. So we click default, and for the set ID, www-default. All right, so we will go ahead and associate this with a health check. And this is Web2 West, so we'll click Create. Super. All right, let's scroll down here. And we can see here that for the geolocation, we have an asterisk for the location, indicating the default location. Now let's jump back to the DNS propagation tool and let's rerun this. Now we're still getting a few timeouts here, and I'm guessing that that has something to do with the negative caching TTL. Let's wait a few seconds and run this again. Now at least some of the queries from outside of the United States resolve to 54.177.105.227, which is Web 2 West. You can see from this that when it comes to geolocation records, Route 53 does not consider the proximity of a querier to the location. The location of the querier must exactly match the location in the record, or Route 53 will not serve that record. Okay, let's jump back over to our hosted zone. In preparation for the next demo, we're going to go ahead and delete all of the geolocation records. So let's go ahead and find those. 1, 2, 3. Those are all of them. Delete, confirm, and they're gone.